Hello, everyone. My name is Venerable Michael, and I am one of the monks who helped to design this Simply Still meditation habit builder and tracker. And I'm very excited to walk you all through its functionality so that you can get the most out of this very powerful resource. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. So, if we look at this front home page, I will skip over this meditation challenges section for the moment and come back to it later. But for now, what we can look at is this meditation library, which is going to be a database that has a bunch of different guided meditations that myself and Venerable Nick have made for you. So this first view that we'll take a look at is by category. And in case you have something specific in mind, this will give you a number of categories to browse through. These first few have about 1 through 15-minute sessions, and so this longer session will have a couple of hour-long sessions for you. And last but not least, we have this silent sessions section, where if you would just prefer to have a beginning and ending bell, then you can visit some of these time durations. So that is for the by category view. For the by length, you're just going to have this nice consolidated view of all of the tracks that you have available. And then we have this favorites view, which I will talk about in just a moment. So let's go ahead and click into one of these tracks. And first, you're going to see that there is a couple of categories of information up here. But the one that I want to draw your attention to specifically is this little heart here. And this is something that once you check this checkbox, it's going to add this track to that favorites section. So it'll be easy for you to reference and come back to in the future. So once we scroll down here, you're going to have some instructions about how to use this interface, but I'll go ahead and walk you through it now. So just clicking on this play button is not going to be enough to log the data from your session into your meditation journal. So in order to do that, first we click this start meditation timer. Once you start the timer, it has officially started to log your session, and then you can press play on the track below.
Welcome to this brief guided meditation.
So once you're finished listening to this track, the great thing about the timer is if you would like to meditate for a little bit longer, then you can. And once you're finished, all you have to do is click stop timer and open journal, and it's going to log the entire duration in which you sat, if you would prefer to sit longer than the track's duration. So it's going to automatically log the date and the duration, and then you can give this session a rating. You don't have to worry about this property. We'll come back to it later. If you would like to journal, there are some bullet points below to help guide your reflection. But if you would prefer just to return home, then you can click this button, which will be extra helpful on mobile because that takes a couple of clicks to get back there. After this, we'll go ahead and take a look at the journal. So the first thing I want to draw your attention to is these quick add buttons. And what these buttons will be helpful to do is when, let's say, you meditated without using this template and you want to still log that data so that you maintain your meditation streak, for example, then you can click one of these buttons and then you confirm that you would like to add that 10-minute session, and it's going to automatically log all of your data in the meditation journal below. And so this meditation journal has a couple of different views. The calendar view, it also has by time frame. It's going to split it up into these different chunks of time, and by rating. The rating category will be helpful for you because it allows you to look at the higher rated sessions and see all of the observations that you made for these more effective meditations, and it will clue you into your own different methods that are most effective to creating a good meditation. And conversely, with the ones that were a bit more challenging, that will clue you into all of the commonalities of the things that you want to try to avoid to have more effortless practice. So the favorites tab we're not going to look into because it's exactly the same as the home page. And then we'll take a look at this meditation library database on our navigation bar. The by category will be exactly the same So this by length view is a little bit different. It breaks everything up into 5-minute increments. So it will be organized in this way, a little bit more aesthetic and perhaps easier to navigate. Let's take a look now at the meditation challenge. So this is what was displayed on the homepage. And this is the database that will allow you to create your own challenge. If you would like to use this full year challenge, you can just change the start date to whatever date you want it to start at, and then the end date to a year later. And it's going to display both your meditation streak, how many days you have meditated total, and the total amount of time that you have meditated. And it's going to display that in a nice consolidated form on the home page. And of course, you can make any duration of time that you would like. You just click new page and you name it. You name the challenge, and then you create the rest of the details in there. So after this, we'll go ahead and take a look at the My Meditation Data section. And what this is going to do is it will plot your sessions on these beautiful graphs. And for the last 7 days, it's going to break it up into different colors based on each day. For the last 30 days, it will break it up by week and have, again, the total here at the center. And then for the last 12 months, it will break each color up by month. You can also check out the bar graphs to see a little bit different of a display. And there are some directions here on this toggle to help you understand how to export and download this so that you can share it with your friends. Last but not least, we have this Meet the Monks category where you can just learn a little bit more about us and the other resources that we have for you to look at. So that is a quick crash course of this Notion template. We hope that you find it very helpful and supportive of deeper and deeper meditation. Thank you so much and happy meditating.